Tinubu says government will buy land for herders, blames past leaders for failing to resolve herders-farmers conflict. Can you imagine? Which land are you going to buy? From which community? Are you going to Yoruba land to buy the land, or where are you going to buy the land? Okay, and if people refuse to sell their land, are you sure you're not going to use government functionaries and government machineries to go and collect people's land by force? Because these people, including you, are not far from being what they call a jagungbale, dragging of land. Even the whole Nigeria knows that Tinubu and land are 5 and 6, very strong affinity for each other. And they can buy in it, he can even buy it in his name and said he has bought it for herders. And at a point, he will collect his land and it will become his own. Ha. Now, wow. So I don't believe this one that is going to buy land, except they want to start grabbing land from farmers and then tell them, because they will coerce them to say government are taking over the land. And they will tell the whole world that they bought the land from the community. Meanwhile, they collected the land by force, which is land grabbing. God help this country. President Bola Tinubu has blamed past administration or past Nigerian leaders for failing to resolve the recurring clashes between herders and farmers across the country. Tinubu said this in Abuja on Thursday when he established a presidential committee dedicated to the reform of the livestock industry and the provision of long-term solutions to recurring clashes between herders and farmers. The establishment of the committee followed the submission of a report from the National Conference on Livestock Reforms and Mitigation of Associated Conflicts in Nigeria. It is not the fault of the herders and the farmers that this crisis has persisted. It is the fault of the leadership who failed to find immediate solution to solve their problems. Leadership is about thinking and doing, he said. The statement issued by the official spokesperson and special advisor to the President on Media and Publicity, Chief Ajuri Ngelale, stated this in Abuja, noting that the conference was convened by the former Kano governor and chairman of the All Progressive Congress, Alhaji Abdullahi Ganduje. Now, the identities of the committee members were not disclosed in this report. Out of every tragedy, if you are careful, you will see an opportunity. We have faced this conflict for some time. We know it is a homegrown problem. It is very hard for people to stay away from their traditional old ways. I tried in 2018 to bring about a solution to this problem, but it proved elusive. But I have been told not to ever give up. And today, I believe the solution is here, the president stated. The federal government is fully prepared to cover the cost of acquiring the land. These opportunities will provide gainful employment for our veterinary doctors while opening doors for the private sectors as the provision of new educational opportunities for herders and their children emerge. Medical facilities will be established. This is a life-changing opportunity that we have. Imagine us producing enough milk for our school children. Imagine us becoming net exporters of cheese and yogurt. Imagine us producing the skin massively with a major Nigerian leather industry. Imagine us providing cold storage facilities and employment across the nation. These things are possible in front of us, the president added. Wow. So livestock business now has become more interesting, has attracted more attention now, more than the other businesses in Nigeria. Why livestock is a private business? Is it owned by government? Is it now NNPC? Why is it more? Is it because those people are choosing to be more violent? If other farmers choose to be violent, how would you do it? So when you give this consideration to livestock keepers, are you also going to give the same consideration to farmers across the country for them to produce enough farm product? Are you also going to give the same consideration to other people who are doing commercial business, import and export, excise duties and taxation? Are you going to ease all of that for people's businesses to grow? This government this is absolute misplacement of priority. I tell you the truth. It doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense at all. I don't know who do us this kind of thing. I really don't know. Right? Now, There are a few reactions to this promise that Tinubu is making for the livestock business owners in Nigeria. Somebody's agreement is always agreement to Abi. So then another person is saying it is a misplaced priority, waste of taxpayers' money, and how private concerns have to do with government business. You want to hijack the indigenous land for strangers so they can conquer us like the northern Nigeria. We don't even know the true identity of president, whether he is originally Fulani, not Yoruba. What happens to Igbo traders in other parts of the country? Sometimes being victimized. Abi? Sometimes being victimized by other tribes. Another person say we have more lands in Lagos, Ondo, Ekiti, or your Ogun. Good move by your president. Go to your area and collect your people's land. Past leaders, excluding Buhari, Okoya, he should say Buhari and APC. Exactly. Headers are personal businessmen. Why should government buy land for them, of which benefit to the nation? Federal government should give them order to buy land for their businesses, for themselves. It is a personal business. They're not agree. They don't agree. Then buy for as many as possible people who are doing personal businesses out there. Two, what's good for the good is also good for the ganders. Well done, Mr. President. Great move to Hausa Fulani. Abi? Then, Chai, Igbos, may God have mercy on us. That is it. Now, the far north has the largest stretch of empty land. The economic benefit of ranching in these empty lands far outweighs any other option. The Arab world has turned deserts into green belts and habitable places. The north has a huge and always loyal population that can be gainfully employed in the cattle industry. Like Mr. President rightfully said, milk and yogurt factories, cheese houses, and all of that. So go to the far north and use their land. That is it. Hide and skin leather. Northern leaders and businessmen need to sit up and make the north the economic bulwark it is possible, it is supposed to be. For your starts, not a bad idea, but consider buying for all farmers because everyone needs government assistance. They are doing their personal business. Exactly. So the fact remains that the headers business, cattle rearing is personal business, and so they should be allowed, given some policies and allowed to do their business. Because you cannot use taxpayers' money from all over the country to support a particular group just because they are violent. It doesn't work. Government should please buy poultry feeds for poultry farmers as well. It's not all everybody, even the crop production and piggery, fish ponds and fish farms and all of that. They should be supported because they are also supplying their own kind of product to the nation. That is it. It's misplacing the priority of the highest order. So thank you for listening and let's have your comments.